Whether it's about your retirement or your current portfolio, let's face it, money matters, and it can be a little confusing. So here to help in our Financial Friday segment is Richard Ringgold, a certified financial planner and investment advisor. Good morning, Richard.
How are you doing, Stephanie?
Great to have you back. So for anyone who's just tuning in, to help us get to know you a little bit, remind everybody a little bit about yourself and what services you offer.
Yeah, I'm a certified financial planner, which means I've had university training in a number of areas. 18 hours, and a couple other requirements, work experience. But I've been trained in investments, in insurance, and federal taxation. Got to have a good tax plan, estate planning, and asset protection, and plans for IRAs and 401ks and pensions. Very important.
And you left out the cherry on top. You were also a radio host.
I am.
So you have, I always like to brag on you with that. You've got a wealth of information on your website, and your website is ringgoldandassociates.com. So you can check out all of the radio shows there as well. But talking about your experience, your long list of credentials there, and having that right person to trust, what is it that sets you apart from other advisors?
It's my process. It's educational. Versus product-oriented. People come in, I get their information, all their facts, what they like, more important, what they don't like, and what their goals are, and then the areas where they need to make decisions in, I give them their best options and the ramifications, because I don't find that anything is, there's always pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
And I just want people to come up to speed in an area, and then they'll know what to do for themselves.
Okay.
I won't have to tell them.
Okay, good to know. So you talk about active versus passive in portfolio management. What does that mean?
That's a big divide in our world, investments. Some people will have a portfolio that's basically what we call buy and hold. They might rebalance a little bit, but it never really changes, and that's passive. That theory was developed in the 1950s. It was called a modern portfolio theory. It's not so modern now. The problem is it doesn't work about 25% of the time. When we have these big bear markets and people get a little disturbed, what we call irrational, those portfolios tend to lose big values.
Yeah.
And on the active side, we try to avoid that. My money managers will assess the market state, if you will, and they'll try to put investments in place that match the market. If it's running really good, what we call bullish, they'll be running with the bulls, and if it's not so good, there'll be a defensive shift. They might go to cash or something that's safer.
Well, we've got a little less than a minute left. Excuse me. Why is that difference so important between the two? Why do you want people to know about that? Because
if you lose money, and we have a bear market about once every 4 years, the loss is it's over 30%. If you're consistently doing that, you'll never be a successful investor, because you're going to be losing most of what you make.
And that's a good note to end on.
Yep.
So if you have mentioned that you saw us here on the Morning Blend, there is a special offer for you. And we talked about before, sometimes the best way is to just sit down face to face. Richard, if they mention the Morning Blend, what do you have to offer?
Well, you can come in and just have a complimentary appointment, discuss any financial topic, whatever's whatever's ailing you. Come in and we'll sit down and I'll listen to what you've got, and we'll discuss it.
As we close, is there more time than others? Is right now always the time to plan? Is there a certain time more than others to get that planning started?
Well, there's certain times in life where you need to plan, like if you're approaching retirement, or if you're changing jobs, let's say, and you've got something to do with some investments in an old plan. There's always different points in time where something's going to suggest that you need to have a plan.
Well, you can check out ringgoldandassociates.com and get a lot of information there, as well as get to view his radio show host, his segments on his radio show. So check out his website again, ringgoldandassociates.com, as well as heading to our website. We're always going to have it right there for you as well at fox4morningblend.com.
Exercise. We know we need to do it, but how much do we really need? We'll tell you after the break, plus how you can get physical training in your home.